Hello, today we will discuss infinite loops. So, what is infinite loop? Infinite loop that go on executing infinitely and never terminate are called infinite loops. These loops can only be stopped by ending the program. So, MISRA guideline, as per the MISRA guideline, if we are working on the safety software, we should not use such infinite loops that may cause to hazard your software or hazard your system, and your software can work randomly. So we should avoid to use infinite loops. Okay, so sometimes we write this loop by mistake, while sometimes we deliberately make the use of these loops in our program. Let us take some example and see what type of mistakes lead to infinite loops. So first example will be like, for I equals to 0, I less than or equals to 5, I minus minus. Okay, and I will print something here. Now, this loop will execute till the value of I is less than or equals to 5. That is, loop will terminate only when I becomes greater than 5. The initial value of I is 0, and after each iteration, its value is decreasing. Hence, it will never greater than 5. Okay, so loop condition will never become false, and the loop will go on executing infinitely. So here, if you can understand, see, integer I equals to 0, then I less than or equals to 5, and I minus minus. I have mentioned here minus minus. So what will happen? First it will goes I equals to 0, then it will check, okay, I is less than or equals to 5. Yeah, it's I is less than. Now what it will do it for the next iteration, it's decrementing I by minus 1, so now it's reached to minus 1. Okay, in next statement it reached to minus 2. So the scenario is like it will never end. And this loop will run infinitely. Now we will see another condition. Okay, so in this case, for example, I am defining k is equals to 1. uh, this is my do while loop. So here I am printing this k, printf per se. I think printf syntax everybody knows. uh, this is the advanced course. I will not taught you the syntax. You just go through the some tutorials or the YouTubes. What is this printf, or what are these different syntax? Okay, and while k less than 5. Okay. Now, what will happen? What we have missed in this example? So, if you see, we have assigned k equals to 1, and here we are printing the value of k. We are doing the summation, and we are considering the case like this is the condition. Okay, but what happened here? If if we can see, this condition will never meet. This condition will never meet, because we are not doing any operation over k. We have missed to do the operations on k, and that's why this loop will never execute. So we this is by mistakenly we did, and because of that our code will run infinitely. This loop will run infinitely. Okay, now we will see the third condition. Now we should use equals to operator inside the while loop like this. But by mistake, if we use this relational operator, by mistake, if we use this relational operator a equals to, now what will happen? What will happen here? Okay, so if this mistake is made in the loop condition, then it may cause the loop to execute infinitely. Because why? Here we wanted the loop to execute if the value of a equals to 2. So we should return a equals to 2, but mistakenly we have written a equals to 2. Now a equals to 2 is assignment expression, and the value of this expression is 2. This is non-zero value. Basically this is non-zero value, and that's why this condition is true. This inside condition is true. Okay, and hence loop condition is always true. This loop will run infinitely. Okay, so we have to avoid the use of such a statement, or we should be very careful when we are using equals to. Okay, so fourth condition, if we are using any float number, for example a equals to 2.0, okay, while a not equals to 3.0, and what I am doing here, k is equals to sorry, a equals to a plus 0 0.2. Now if this loop will run, there are less possibility to reach this value, okay, because this is a floating point number. Now this floating point number can be any value like 3.01, 3.02. So this precise value will not be reached, or this precise value we cannot get, and because of that this condition will never meet. Okay, this condition will never meet. So to avoid such a scenario, instead of using this, we should use like this. Instead of not equals to, we should use like this. So this, there is a possibility to terminate this loop, but if we are using not equals to our earlier condition, then this condition will never meet, and again this will run infinitely. Now again last one. Okay, so last one is quite tricky. So for example, I am using I less than or equals to 5, and I am printing this value, printing the value of I, printing the value of I. Now this loop will not produce any output. Why? Because see, if your thing is checking here, this is the semicolon we have put after the while loop. So this, the expansion of this code will be like while I less than or equals to 5, and then here, and then printf will come here. Printf will come here. For example, I am doing increment operation also here. So printf and then I plus plus. But what is happening here, for my bad writing, I plus plus. So what will happen here? This while loop will try to start here. It will check, okay, I is less than or equals to. I will define I here. I equals to 0. Now I is always 0. It will come here, it will check, okay, nothing is, nothing, I is within the condition, it will go again, it will come back here, again it will check, because we are not performing any operation here, as we have put semicolon after while itself. So again this is the this loop will continuously run. It's an infinite loop and it will never come out. So if you are working on any safety software, I will recommend it not to use while statement, because while loop, there are much possibilities that we can stuck, our software can stuck, it can run infinitely, and it is also recommended by MISRA guidelines. So to understand it thoroughly, you can also refer to MISRA guideline 2012. Okay, MISRA, yes, MISRA 2012. So this is basically the guideline for the automotive software development. Okay, so thanks for this video. We will discuss more optimization in C in next session. Thank you.